Hey guys, Mellow Modesty here, and it's new comic book day, woohoo! Take 4, took 3 bad takes, and then my last one was a really good take, but at the end I got a phone call, and I don't have editing software, so I'm going to turn my phone down to no volume now, so that I will not be disturbed. And, yeah, also, quick little note, my comic shop did not get in a copy of Fashion Beast issue 2, which, if you guys don't know, is Alan Moore's new series for Avatar, and it's awesome. They did not get that in, even though it was in my box. Luckily, I was able to get them to special order it, so when I do get it, I will be sure to do a review for you guys. Don't know when that will be, hopefully sometime within the next week or two, and hopefully I'll have issue 3 for you guys next month, but no promises. I guess Avatar Press is hard to work with when it comes to ordering, but yeah, luckily I will be getting it, and let's start with what I did get. Once again, the worst book of the week is Animal Man. Animal Man number 13, part 1 of the Red Kingdom, Rot World. This is not, unlike last month where Animal Man 0 was the worst because it was bad, this month it's just the worst because everything else was so good. This was really good too, but everything this week has just rocked, and this was just at the bottom of it. I love Lemire, as you guys know. I love Animal Man, as you guys know. He's probably my 3rd favorite superhero. Him and Batman are basically tied for 2nd, but Lemire needs to speed stuff up a little bit, in my opinion. I love his work. I have loved Animal Man, but it's just starting to feel a little redundant and just tired. Like, dude, speed it up. There's a little too much exposition and explaining. But anyways, on to the positive. The issue starts off with him fighting an undead version of Hawkman. I don't feel like that's a spoiler because it's on the cover, but it's a really cool fight with him. And then after he fights Hawkman, he meets up with Beast Boy, Steel, and I forget who the last person is, but Beast Boy, Steel, and some like stretchable lady who I forget her name, and they take him back to the Red Kingdom, and he learns about what has happened to the world, and Constantine is there also, John Constantine, who Jeff Lemire is pretty good at writing, and he finds out what happened to his family, which is sort of sad and depressing, and yeah. Not too much to say about this book. The artwork's great as always. Jeff Lemire's writing is good. I think one of the things that I'm getting pissed off about Animal Man with is, is that he's still having problems with his powers. I mean, what the fuck, dude? This whole run so far, we're 13 issues in, and his powers suck. He is never able to use them. And then in issue 11, he gained this new ability where not only can he use animals' powers, but he can sort of transform into animals. That's awesome. Issue 11 is the only issue he's used it in. He never uses it. And, like, I'm just getting tired of this. This idea of his powers going all wonky has happened in other stories. Like, give him back his powers, man. I want to see him beat the shit out of stuff. But, good issue. I'd still recommend it. Another thing that I was surprised fell this low on my list was Harvest. Issue 3 of 5, I think. I think it's a 5, but, probably the worst issue of all the Harvest so far, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It was still good, like all the Harvest issues, but this was probably just the worst one. In this one, Dane gets framed for the for the organ distribution thing, and so the CIA is after him, and the mob boss he used to work with is after him, and he meets a old acquaintance who he helped, and his acquaintance's daughter is now helping him, and it's a very action-packed firefight issue. This is where Dane gets the idea to take revenge on the people who framed him. But it's a good issue, very action-packed, cool action too, but I don't really come to Harvest for action. I come to Harvest for deep characters and good storyline. The artwork is good as always, the writing is really good as always, just lacking in comparison to the rest of the series. Still recommend you pick it up though. Next up would be Swamp Thing number 13, The Green Kingdom, Part 1, Rot World. Really good issue. Really good issue. I was surprised. Probably the best issue of Swamp Thing I've read so far. And in this issue, Alec Holland / Swamp Thing he appears in Louisiana after the whole prologue to Rot World thing happened. And he meets up with Poison Ivy and Dead Man, who are the last defenders of the green, and they take him to the Parliament of Trees, where he just sort of learns what's gone on, and something bad happened to his girlfriend Abby, which I'm not going to spoil, but they're sort of keeping that from Swamp Thing until he fixes the world, then they'll tell him because they don't want him to be distracted. But this is a really good issue, really action-packed. There's a fight at the end that is going to be awesome. It's going to be in issue 14, and it's awesome. Really excited for issue 14. I would recommend this 100%. It's a pretty good jumping on point for Swamp Thing also, just like Animal Man was a pretty good jumping on point for that. Next up, Daredevil, End of Days, issue 1 of 8. Dude, if you listen to me about one thing in this video, pick this comic up. This is so good. This is Brian Michael Bendis' return to Daredevil. In my opinion, Brian Michael Bendis has done the best run on Daredevil ever. I've not fully read Frank Miller's run, but I've read quite a bit of it, and I think Brian Michael Bendis' run is far superior. I love his voice for Daredevil, and Daredevil is my favorite superhero, so obviously I was super excited for this, and I am so happy with it. I can't tell you anything about the story, really, because on, like, the 4th or 5th page, I was just like, holy shit, that did not just happen. It was, like, the most intense, but really depressing and sad thing I've read in comics, but this rocks. On page 4, you get a huge what the fuck moment, and on the last page, you get another huge what the fuck did that just happen moment. Just awesome stuff. The artwork is amazing. The, like, storytelling, the fight scenes are really well done. It feels like you're watching the fight rather than, like, reading it panel by panel. Just the action is really done, really well done. The paneling's really well done. The story is awesome. Welcome back, Brian Michael Bendis. This is awesome. Anyone who has not picked this up, do yourself a favor and pick this up. Anyways, guys, I'd like to tell you more about this, but I don't want to spoil it. So, this is what I've picked up this week. I hope you guys take this into consideration when you go comic hunting. And yeah, it's been an awesome week in comics. Have a great comic book day, guys. Later.